have a program from the Dairy Cattle Show. The dairy goats are on the next page. If you need a new program, come over here and we can happily get you one. We'll get started here in a few minutes. I'd like to thank you for being here and supporting the kids. And in here in a few minutes, we'll get started. Entering the ring, we have this year's senior, Sandra Edwards of the Highland Highlanders, as well as Tori Marsingill for your junior dairy does.
Well, what a great class of junior does to start today, but I'm going to start with this boy with the brown goat. This goat just has so much depth, so much openness to that rib, and walks out on a great set of rear feet and legs. It is that set of feet and legs that gets her over the second place goat, just tracks a little bit more straighter when you get behind her, and it's just a little bit nicer on those legs. When it comes to your second over third, it gets how harder she is over her top, and again on those legs just has a little bit more set, a little more desirable set, just a little bit more comfortable when on the move. Your third over your fourth is just the depth of body. She has so much more mass and dimension to her midsection, so much more openness and sweep to that rib, and it's just a little bit more level in her rear end. Congratulations.
We do appreciate your patience while we get goats sorted and members situated going into our yearly doe under 2 years old, never freshen class. We also want to take this time to thank KTC for being here and also live streaming all of these shows on your programs. There is a link you can watch those if you are unable to attend any of the shows this week from the comfort of your home.
Well, I think a pretty handy winner here in this yearling class. This goat just has so much dimension to her. She's so long, has so much depth and openness to that rib. She's so long and tall on that head and neck and tracks out on a great set of feet and legs. If she gets over your second place one, just being a little bit wider through that front end, having a little bit more depth to that rear rib, and then tracking out a little bit nicer set of feet and legs. It gets really close, second over third here. Just prefer a little bit harder top on your second place animal over your third one. Congratulations.
Entering the ring is your senior dairy does. They are over 2 years old and they have been freshened. Both goats are shown by senior Sandra Edwards of the Highland Highlanders.
Well, just two in this senior doe class, but I think another handy winner. You love the height of the mammary system on this doe. She has so much dimension to that midsection, has so much sweep and openness to that rib, and it's just harder over her top. In addition, she tracks out a little bit nicer on those rear feet and legs, a little bit more desirable set to that hog. Taking nothing away from your second place animal. Congratulations.
Entering the ring now is our championship drive for our grand champion, reserve grand champion, dairy goat overall.
beautiful dairy goat show that we've had here today. We got a bunch of goats out here that are first and seconds, and they're all beautiful goats in their own right. So I'll go out, select your champion and your reserve, and give you my reasons. Well, this first place senior doe, she's just incredible. She has so much depth and openness to that rib. And she's got a mammary system that follows it tremendously, with tremendous attachments and so much height to that rear udder. She also tracks out on a tremendous set of feet and legs. Then I followed her with your yearling goat. It gets a little bit closer for me in that reserve, but that yearling goat just has so much depth. Is so square and so correct, and is going to make an amazing um, senior goat as she calves in. So congratulations.
Entering the ring now is our showmanship class. The seniors and juniors have been combined. In the ring, you will see our graduating senior wearing a gray polo. We would like to thank Wiltall Farm Supply for sponsoring those. And the seniors you see around the fairgrounds in this show and in other shows are your graduating class of 2026.
Well, what a tremendous showmanship class. We've got one senior out here and two juniors. So I'll go out and congratulate your showmanship champions. Well, this senior showman does a tremendous job. She knows that go. She knows everything about it, has it set up, knew exactly where I was at all times. Between your two junior showmanship, it gets really close for me, but this boy, he just struggled a little bit with that goat, so that's why I decided to go with the girl. That goat was just a little pushy on him, but they both did a tremendous job, and they both know a lot about those goats. So congratulations.
And that concludes today's Dairy Goat Show. We want to appreciate the support of all our volunteer project leaders, club leaders, and parents who are assisting with workshops, weigh-ins, fair setup, and the show day. And we want to thank our superintendents, Vicki Fisher, once again thanking our judge, Selena, for being here today, and thank you all for being here to support the kids this year.